Only a movie. That's what parents tell their children during the scary parts. But somehow their reassurance is no match for Hollywood's creature creators. These are the artists and craftspeople who combine unlimited imagination and creative engineering to bring these fantastic movie characters to life. There are several techniques in the creature-making repertoire, one of which is special makeup effects.
The makeup artist starts by taking a life cast or mold of the actor's face using a fast-setting substance called alginate. It is a messy process, but not as unpleasant as makeup used to be. In the 1925 silent classic, The Phantom of the Opera, character actor Lon Chaney tilted his nose up by gluing a piece of clear fish skin from his nostrils to his forehead. Known as the Man of 1,000 Faces, Chaney always applied his own makeup. In The Hunchback of Notre Dame, he used mortician's wax, grease paint, synthetic hair, and a 20-pound plaster of Paris hump to become the deformed Quasimodo. Today, actors rarely apply their own makeup. In fact, once the hardened life cast is removed, the actor is free to go. The makeup artist uses the life cast to form a replica of the actor's face, on top of which anything can be sculpted and then cast in a flexible material called foam latex. And it will fit the actor perfectly. The process of molding facial parts and gluing them to an actor's face is called appliance makeup. It can turn Michael Dorn into an angry Klingon aboard the Starship Enterprise.
It's such a painful process, you know, with the glue and all the stuff going on your face, that you're not a nice person after a while. And it was very easy for me to play Worf after the makeup process, because I hated everybody, especially my makeup artist.
For actor Robert Englund, appliance makeup brings about an even more dramatic transformation. After about 3 hours in the makeup chair, he becomes Hollywood's most popular psychopath, Freddy Krueger.
I wish I had the makeup on sometimes when I'm on the LA freeway. You know, I'd love to pull up next to some of those drivers that don't use their turn signal. Freddy's very consistent. He's absolutely, unapologetically evil.
Are we sure we don't have anything that doesn't sting?
So I wish.
When it came to creating a believable Sasquatch for Harry and the Hendersons, creature creator Rick Baker knew he would need more than the standard appliance makeup.
I found that at one point there was a limitation to it. You can only add so much to a person's face before it becomes very masky. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to not have to deal with actors' faces and make whatever you want?
So Rick designed a false head to be worn by 7'2" tall actor Kevin Peter Hall, whose real eyes would show through. Inside the pointed ape-like head were small remote control motors that operated Harry's eyebrows, forehead, nose, cheeks, and mouth. The result was a believable character, capable of interacting with John Lithgow and the rest of the cast.
The first time we did camera tests, everyone was so thrilled because it was actually working. All this mechanics was pulling off the amazing trick of persuading people that this was a real animal. The audience makes that imaginative leap.
Harry and the Hendersons brought Rick Baker an Academy Award and changed our concept of Bigfoot forever.
Good.
Good. Does this mean we can keep him?
But you're the Pumpkin King.
Not anymore.
While Sasquatch may have some basis in reality, the characters from The Nightmare Before Christmas come strictly from the imagination of filmmaker Tim Burton. In his previous movies, such as Batman Returns and Edward Scissorhands, he created eccentric personalities with special makeup effects. But when it came to bringing Jack Skellington and his ghoulish friends to life, Tim turned to stop-motion animation. The painstaking technique of filming miniature puppets, one still photograph or frame at a time. The animator must move each joint of the puppet's body very slightly, making sure it is moving in the desired direction. Often it can take an entire day to complete just 1 second of finished film.
It's a very tense, very, I don't know, I get very nervous every time I go around it because I feel like I'm gonna just knock everything over.
One of the biggest challenges was to have the puppets' mouths move in sync with the pre-recorded voices. 400 different heads were made for Jack. They were photographed and scanned into a computer, and a printout was prepared showing which numbered head to use for each frame of film. It took more than 2 years to complete The Nightmare Before Christmas, but the proof of the filmmaker's wizardry is on the screen, where for 74 minutes, the inanimate comes to life.
Of course! That's what I'm missing. Thanks. You've just...
In a very different kind of nightmare, Sam Neill finds himself haunted by demons of darkness.
I like having a scare once in a while. I mean, I think that's fun, and it's cathartic, and it's probably good for you. And that's why we have always, as a species, enjoyed scaring each other with scary stories.
Scary movies are the specialty of director John Carpenter, whose past credits include Halloween and The Thing. For In the Mouth of Madness, John's monsters are actually large puppets.
I'm using old-fashioned cheap tricks in this movie, for the most part. You know, rubber monsters in the dark that look like scary monsters, so I'm gonna go back to the old days.
At KNB Effects Group, a crew of 25, under the supervision of creature creator Howard Berger, has spent the last 12 weeks fashioning living nightmares out of urethane foam and latex. The results of their labor is known simply as monster mass.
When this creature's all put together up on location, it spans about 18 feet long and 18 feet across. It's going to take about 15 people to make this thing come to life while we're shooting.
Several of the puppeteers are concealed within the monster's body, while others operate cable and radio controls to animate heads and limbs. The challenge is for the team of puppeteers to work in sync, creating the illusion of a single beast with a clear goal: to track down leading man Sam Neill. While Sam eluded prehistoric predators in Jurassic Park, he may not be so lucky this time. For the climax of In the Mouth of Madness, Monster Mass is joined in its pursuit by a few friends, including Crab Monster and Meatball Eater.
I like Meatball. He's a nice guy. He's got some ferocious gums going.
In what might be the ultimate cinematic nightmare, Sigourney Weaver found herself face to face with director James Cameron's Queen Alien.
Get away from her.
The formidable task of creating the terrifying villain of Aliens went to Stan Winston, whose shop has spawned famous monsters for such movies as Jurassic Park, Predator, and Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
No matter how interesting they look or how cool they are, what you react to as an audience is the performance of these characters, their reality, not their technique. We're helping tell a story, and we're also creating magic.
And when those illusions get a little too scary, remember, it's only a movie.